Hello, everybody. This is Dana with the Freedom Police channel and essenceofme.com. This is another blog entry. I cannot remember what number this is. You all know I like to get all my recordings done at once. So here we go. I'm going to try not to keep you too long. Yesterday, I watched, or last night actually, last night I watched the Life Class episode on OWN, so on Oprah's Winfrey's television network with Oprah and Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he said something, well, they said a lot of stuff that was like fantastic. But he said something during his moment of pretty much like his lecture time, is what I would call it. But when he was just speaking to the people and speaking to watchers and viewers, and he said that, your purpose and your passion work together. Your purpose and your passion work together. And if you follow me, whether it's on Facebook, whatever, or Twitter, I was just posting quotes like crazy because he said so much that was so relevant to where I am right now and hence the blog entry. And I'm at this point where I really do believe I have a grasp on what I believe is my passion and my purpose. And they really are closely similar. I think the way that I would carry it out or see it sometimes varies. But hearing him pit the two of those things together, saying that they go together, they go hand in hand, they work together, was very encouraging for me. The other thing that was great that made me want to come on and do a blog entry about it is because the full um, episode, I believe, yes, the full episode is available on um, Oprah's show or the website. I don't know why I'm tongue tied. I think it's because I'm looking at this. I just did think about looking like a chocolate Q-tip. It's still on my head, anyways. So the full episode is on there, and I really strongly encourage anybody that is having this issue with what is my purpose. What is my passion, and are they one and the same? Because he gives a lot of assistance and guidance and pointing people in the right direction as far as that is concerned. The other thing is really looking at, well, what do you do? I mean, people ask questions about whether it was fear or, how to move forward and even how to identify. And I never would have thought, I don't think I would have ever thought of seeing the two of them being Oprah and Bishop Jakes in that in that close proximity. I don't know if my brain would have thought about that before, but it was a good pairing, and it's still churning in my head. So this blog really is a blog in that I'm rambling and trying to figure out how it all fits together. But I wanted to share it with you all because there's so many people that have commented, whether it was on the reflection series or on my other blog entries about direction and guidance and going in a certain direction in their life and whether they are or are not. And I believe that sometimes that you can put that video or whatever up, whether it's in the background or you grab your stuff and you crochet while you watch, which is what I did, and absorb that. Absorb it. I mean, one of the things that he said, which was, man, it just shook me to the core, and that, you really got to be around people that are making deposits in your life and not people that are just constantly making withdrawals. And for me, I'm a person that is huge because I'm a giver. I love helping people. That is a passion for me. And there's been so many times because I am that way that I feel tapped out. I feel like I'm just giving, giving, giving. And I just, even if there are people trying to pour in, I can't see it because I'm just done. I'm fried. And so that has been this balancing act for me in a good way, but it's something that I have to be mindful of. And I'm blessed in that I have a great husband that's supportive and he knows that I get that way at times. And it just that's who I am. I'm a giver, and there's been times in my life where I've felt like I've been burned again, and I'm never giving again, and that doesn't work for very long. So look at it. I love it if, you know, if you take a look at it and you come here and maybe just tell me what you got out of it. Did it turn on any lights? Did some sirens go off in your head? And I felt like there were people that were very emotional about the content that was being presented because it was very fresh and raw for, and I'm sure it is for many people that feel like you have this thing in you and you just don't know how to mirror your day-to-day life against that thing that's in you, that you just got to get out. And they talk about that, whether your environment is conducive to living that way, and how sometimes you know, if you want to move forward, what that means to your current life and the people in your life. One of the examples that the bishop gave was that that sometimes, you know, when you move into another direction, you're going to get the most noise or catch the most resistance from people that are in your current life because they like you the way that you are, and they may not want you to change, but you have to be true to what is in you and what God has given you to move forward. I mean, it was just, and it came at a great time for me. So, what did you think about it? Did you watch it? And if you didn't watch it and you decide to visit the link, I will place the link inside the description box. I'm not going to put anything else in the description box but the life class title and the link because I really think it's beneficial, and I would love to be able to maybe interact with some people as to whether they did and if they found it helpful. Um, I have not watched the other life class things episodes. I watched that one because I watched the interview that Oprah did with Bishop Jakes and his wife, Sarita Jakes, and I loved that interview. I had an opportunity for the first time to fully experience Bishop Jakes preaching when I went to the Woman Thou Art Loosed conference. Before then, I'd seen snippets, but when you watch him preach on TV, it's nothing like hearing him preach in person, in my opinion. I've even been to the Potter's house, but when I went to the Potter's house, it just so happens he was preaching somewhere else that day. And so I experienced the Potter's house, but I'd never seen him preach live. Well, at the Woman Thou Art Loose conference, he preached, I think it was 3 times over the course of, I believe it was 3 days that that conference was. It was Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday morning, so 3 days. He preached 3 times. I believe it was three, yeah, 3 times. And it just, that man can preach. I mean, and he knows that. He does not need me to say that. But you clearly know that he is walking in his calling. And not just that, you can, I felt like I could see when he was having to hold it back some. So I could only imagine like when he just like bust out. So anyway, when he did the interview with the two of them, I she did when Oprah did the interview with Bishop Jakes and First Lady Sarita Jakes. I enjoyed that interview. What I loved most was at the tail end when Oprah asked um, Mrs. Jakes about their life before, and her just explaining the trials that they had been through, and um, and it was a sincerity in that, whether it was conveyed in her posture, her voice, her tone, her word selection. That was just so. Anyway, in that interview, because I watched it just to see that interview, they announced about the following day about the life class. So I watched it too. And I'm glad I did. So I say all of this to say that ever since seeing him at the Woman Thou Art Loosed conference, it's just been a different um, connection with his message and his method of communication, his ability to deliver things in such a way, his how he utilizes the word, um, his even his again his delivery, and when pairing that against, living your purpose, it was just a great pairing for me. So I wasn't meaning for this to go so long. I say that all the time, so I probably shouldn't say it at all. I should just think it. But watch it. Please watch it or consider watching it. And if you do, I'd love to see a comment. It is long. So what I did was I had, had my water, I had some snacks, I had my crochet, and I just crocheted and watched it. And I just kind of tweeted a few of those quotes that I did not want to lose, that I wanted them to be planted inside of me um, for future use because I know they will be needed. And so I'd love to hear your comments on it. So I guess this title of this one is just, your purpose and your passion and what does it mean to you, and what will we do to ensure that we are living a purposeful life, and not just for ourselves but for everybody that's in our sphere of influence. I mean, it's something that's major. And I think sometimes when we feel like things are lackluster or life is not going the way we want to, it's because we're living a life that somebody else wanted for us and not the life that we wanted for us. So, how do we change gears? How do we jump track? How do we make it so that whatever comes our way, we are happy and content exactly where we are? Not complacent, but content with where we are and what God is doing in our lives. All of those things are big, heavy questions. And so, as I'm doing it, I'm writing stuff down and making goals for myself, and challenging myself, and realizing that with all of this will come the discomfort of change. But I mean, can you imagine once you get to that place, or even close to it, how it will feel? And that's what I see, and that's what I feel, and that's what I hope to convey to people that are around me, and also to take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities that are coming my way right now. I have to be very present. I have to be present. I have to be plugged in. I have to be purposeful. I have to see the opportunities that arise as that opportunities, and be prayerful as to how I'm supposed to proceed from there. So check it out. Life Class with Bishop T.D. Jakes. I will put the link in the description box. I'm not going to put all the questions that I said. I'm just going to put that. And I look forward to interacting with you all in the comment section. Have a fantastic day.